What's going on? Jake here with Uncommon EDC, and today we're checking out the Rosecraft Blades Overall Creek Farmhand. This one's coming to me by way of the Rosecraft Pass Around group once again, and I actually have a coupon code with Rosecraft now, so if you're buying directly from Rosecraft, you can use code UNCOMMON10 on any full price knives to save 10% off your purchase. So I'll make sure to leave a link to the knife in the description of the video as always, but I'll also add that coupon code so you can take advantage of that lower pricing. This model RCT022-BDM runs $59.99, but with my coupon code should be about $54. And I'll also work on updating that code in some of the older videos because it works on all knives, not just this one, as long as they're full priced on their website. Now, as far as the knife itself goes, this one's designed by Andy Armstrong, just like all of the Rosecraft slip joints we've taken a look at on the channel so far, and he based it off of your traditional farm or ranch patterns. So you're going to see a lot of familiarity to those, but obviously his own take on it, so you'll see some differences as well. Pretty good sized knife as well as far as slip joints go, which is important for something that's meant to be used on a farm or ranch. You need a little bit more substantial of a knife. This one comes in at 6.9 inches, so just under that 7-inch threshold. We get a 4-inch close position, and so that obviously equates to a 4-inch handle as well. Plenty of real estate for that full 4-finger grip, and I always find these style of knives to be very comfortable. It's a pretty neutral internal portion of that handle, not really forcing the fingers into any specific position. You can see it does ramp down and fatten up at the butt, and so if you have sweaty or wet hands for any reason, you're going to keep you from sliding back too far on the knife, and you can see the kick of our tang keeps you from sliding too far forward, so it really puts you into a nice position. And with that larger handle, you can see my thumb is mostly resting on the handle of the knife, not on the back of the blade, and so I'm not really putting any pressure on the back of the blade. Don't have to worry about that closing on me. Usually when you're cutting with a slip joint anyway, you're putting pressure away from the closing position, and so pushing it back to that open position, so you really don't have to worry about it. But it is nice to not have your thumb at all on that blade, and so not really adding any pressure there either. And when it comes to fit and finish with Rosecraft, obviously we never have to worry about that. Completely flawless on this one as usual. So we'll start with our covers. Blue denim micarta. These look great. I just watched the episode of Speed on Levi's, and so kind of into denim right now, so kind of good timing for this, but really true to what you would expect to see from denim. Looks really great. And this example in particular I think is a pretty cool example because these covers on here are pretty much the opposite of each other. So on our show side here, you can see we have this segment of lighter material running down the center, and when we flip over to our pile side, you can see the center has a segment of darker material, and so you kind of get the best of both worlds, get to see examples of each. So really cool example of these covers. Obviously each one being completely unique is another huge advantage of these covers. Everyone's going to look a little bit different, but I think these look great, and I think all of the examples I've seen have come out really, really great. Obviously our pins are going to be completely flush. Nickel silver pins on here. Stainless steel liners. You can see no gaps or stepping of any kind in those springs. Obviously everything's completely flush. Really nice termination on those as well. Nice action here as well. A little bit lighter pull than I typically see from Rosecraft, and that's going to be something that's nice for some people that some people actually prefer. Some people don't love the nail breakers where it's a 8 or a 9 on the pull, and so this one's light enough where it's a pretty easy pull, but it's not so light that it's too light. You still get nice snappy action into all three positions, whether it's a close, a half stop, or your fully open position, and still get great acoustics out of it. But nice and pinchable. You have plenty of access to that nail nick. You can use just a nail nick, you can pinch grip and pull, but plenty of access and a nice smooth pull all the way along. As far as our blade goes, 2.9-inch drop point blade on there. And that's important from a legality standpoint for some people. Even in the US, I think some states can limit you to under 3-inch blades. I think LA County does actually as well. But in other countries, there's sometimes a 3-inch blade limit for non-locking knives, and so this one falls just under that, but you're still getting a knife that's nearly 7 inches in length thanks to that longer handle, and so plenty of usable blade there. Obviously D2 steel on these, and then this one comes with the satin finish, so really nice shiny look to it. I love the way that pairs with the nickel silver pins. Obviously means it's going to be a little bit of a fingerprint magnet, especially if you're doing that pinch grip. We'll see it here, I'm sure. makes sure to add tons of fingerprints to that blade. So if that's something that bothers you, obviously keep a little microfiber towel nearby so you can wipe it clean. Pretty lightweight as well at about 2.5 ounces, and it feels like it's a much bigger knife. So it's nearly 7 inches, only weighs about 2.5 ounces, but you can see pretty thick here as well. That denim micarta is pretty lightweight, but it is pretty thick, so it fills up the hands nicely, and it feels like a larger knife, but it's so lightweight that it's very well balanced and feels pretty small in your hand at the same time, even though you have plenty of real estate for your hands there. So overall, really killed it with this knife, really digging this model. I'll be sending this one off to the next channel, which I believe is Titanium Justin. I'll have to double check, but definitely follow along on the journey. Check out the other channels that have checked out this knife. You can find them by just searching Rosecraft Blades Overall Creek Farmhand on YouTube, or even the model number. I think most people are putting that in the description, if not the title of the video itself, which is again RCT022-BDM. Would love to hear your thoughts on this one down in the comments below. As usual, if you enjoyed the video, definitely consider liking, commenting, subscribing, checking out some of my other content. All helps the channel out a ton, and I hope you have a great one. Take care.